So let's do it. Let's take a good look at working with funnels. What's the best way to begin? It's always important to not just get in and start clicking. I personally use a model where I write down and organize what I want to do first, but maybe that's a little bit too confined for you. If you don't know what to do, you're not organized to kind of map it out yourself, you could always go and look at existing funnels, right? You can build one from a blank, import one from ClickFunnels or something like that. You can do that. But I recommend if you're new at this, you're not organized, go look at some templates. Here are some multi-step funnels, right? And as I look at them, I'm going to go ahead and say that I can look at any of these categories from legal to insurance, holiday, creative, consulting, automotive, whatever it may be. But I like something simple. I don't like a lot of fancy colors and buttons and distractions for people. I like people to get right to the focus, right? So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this one because it looks more like my style. Like I can keep their focus by just looking at a good funnel to start with. This looks nice. Let me continue look at the other steps. Oh, it's going to let me take a ride around the block here. Now it added the template. Let's see what's going to go on here. All right. So here we go. What does all this mean? Well, it means that depending on what I'm marketing, I can determine the actual words that I want to use, but what it does, it gives me a good glimpse at the formatting already. So whenever I use my words, I should use words that I can easily just replace these, right? And their colors and see how they work. I also can change the background of this color and put my own logo in. I could put my own video or image and I could change the button, right? So let me go ahead out and we'll look at something. I see that there are multiple steps. There's a video sales page. Then there's a lead generation page, right? Then there is step 2 lead page. Then there is the download page and the email confirmation page. So there's a host of things that you can be done here. So that's what I want. First thing I want you to see. That when working with funnels, there's a lot of stuff here to look at. Before we start fooling around with the page, I first want to show you to look at these stats, okay? It'll show you how many sales you've had. You can look how many people have opted in, how many orders were taken. This is really important to know what to change or what to do different or make better. So you look at sales, then how secure is it? Let's look at the way things work. Now, that's one of the reasons I like to make sure you have us set it up if you don't know what you're doing, so you don't lose time and all that technical stuff. The events, right? What events? Well, if you had them, you can track the things here just through the metadata. And lastly, the settings. Here's what's really important. Whatever you're going to name your funnel, if you got a domain, we set it up for you, we would select that and connect it. Then the path is, what is the path? Meaning if it's www.google.com, it would be / in this case, elementary smart funnel, right? If there's a favicon, I could put the URL here so that I have that nice little icon at the top of my tab, like you see at the top of this tab. And then if I have tracking code for my ads or something else, I put it there. Then if I'm going to use a chat widget, right, I could use the default chat widget or another. And I can go ahead and save and rock and roll. I'm good to go. So that's how you do that. Now, what I'm going to do, I want to let you take a look at these. Now, there's some things you need to know how to do. If I want to log in and start editing this page, I click on edit, or I can click on edit in new tab. If I want to take a look at the page, how it looks before I do anything to it, I click this view page button. This is what it looks like right now. So let me go ahead and close that down. If I want to go for the settings to make sure my title is correct at my path, I do that here. That's how you do it. So now I want to let you look at what each of these steps in the funnel looks like. The first one's a video sales page. The second one is the lead generation page. Opt-in. In order to get their free item that you're offering, right, they have to put their name and email address in. Now, this is not the form we'd use. We would pull it and make the form better so that it's compliant, so your email messages go to the inbox. But this is the concept. So we would clean that page up. Then with step 2 lead generation, what is that? Let's take a look. Okay, they get the download. Because they put their name and email address in, they would get this page where all they do is download. Not my style, but it's still nice because it gives you a better look at what this should look like. Then the email confirmation page, once they confirm their email message, it'll say, hey, thank you for signing up for, just one more thing. It tells them what to do. Now you get to edit all of this to be your own color design, your own logo. And now that's where I take you in and that you look at some of the easy steps in how to do that. Before I do, let you know, you always have the ability to clone the step if you like it, make another one and begin to work with it. You get to choose if you're going to clone it inside this or another. Another time, you'll get to know more about that. I like the steps, but I need to add 2 more. I can add 2 more steps to this funnel right here. So let's go in and learn, how do I work on a page inside of a funnel? First things first, let's look at the navigation, okay? Now, when I'm up at the top, I can tell you how I know which page I'm working on. Just right up here, I can click to know. But I'm gonna work on the video sales page. Now, if you go from left to right, at the top, I can add elements. I can add forms, videos, images. I can add HTML code, all by clicking this button. So if I click it, it contains a headline, subheadline, paragraph, right? Bullet list, buttons, forms. I could do all kinds of really cool stuff on this page. The good news about it, because it's a template, there's a lot of that already exists. So I'm not going to do a lot of time adding much. But let's look a little further. I can actually create layers here. I can add pages. I can have tracking code added. I can have custom CSS. Now look, the cool thing is you could be a novice. You don't have to know what any of that is, because this is really a drag and drop, easy to go build. This is just for those who are more advanced. If they want to do that kind of stuff, they can. I don't use these, right? Just to let you know, and I'm pretty good at it. Now, you have typography. How do I want the text and stuff to be laid out? Here's one of my favorites. You have background. You could change the background colors to be a video, to be packed, whatever. You get to do all that here. And then pop-up settings. Oftentimes, just pop-ups. You can have a form pop up on the page. You can have different things happen as a pop-up when people exit or when they click something or after a certain amount of time has lapsed. Now, meta, SEO. SEO is how people find you on Google. When you complete these sections, you would type in the content. What's the title of the page? Describe what your page is about. Give the keywords, the author. If you have a social image, put it here. And the links, put here, right, for thing. And then whatever your language is. Once you update that, it'll begin to index on Google and people will look up your business or your name. Now, I have to continue. As I go over from the SEO, I can look at the preview, the custom codes. Trust me, you don't have to get caught into that because I know it's kind of technical. You also have cookie consent. You can put up a cookie consent. You know, all the pages now are asking you to agree to tracking you using cookies. It's no fun. I don't like that stuff. I always say no, but you can add that to your web pages here. And then, of course, I already told you how to work with the page. And then secondly, you get to make sure your web pages or your funnels are mobile friendly. So click on and see what the mobile view looks like. So when you edit your page here, that's fine, but you better edit it here, save, and then go edit this way and make sure that whatever you did on one doesn't mess up the other. So you always save between what you're doing. Now, as you look at the right margin, you also have these places where you can change color background. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. You can add video background. You can make sure that you can have advanced. You can decide to put a box or a frame around the different things you work on. There's a host of things. You can determine how much gaps are between any of the elements in the page. Pretty cool stuff. Now, when you do this, let's start with just some simple things like what happens if we want to change the color on the background. If you look over here, so I see that. I don't like that blue. It's not my colors. I can go over and see what says background color. I would click that circle and I could change it immediately to a color that I might like. something that's more definite, right? So and if my color's not there, I don't panic. I click this button so I can actually determine my color, the color that I want to use. And then I can go down and grab it. And now I can get my color, and I select it, and I'm going to add it. Now I got my color, my own color that I've added. And I like to use actual color codes. If you don't know what they are, you can always go to Canva, grab the absolute color that you like, and make that a part of your website. And you do the same thing with logos. It may be that I don't like this logo. It's not my style. Where's my logo, Peggy? So I go click, and I can go out and look and find my logo, right? Whatever it may be, and I add it. I can just say, boom. Now all of a sudden I got one out there. Well, it may be because I'm not using this green color they're using. I'm gonna use my colors, right? We've already established that. What are my colors? We're about to find out. So if it's italicized, it turns colors. If it's not italicized, it doesn't. See that? So I know that italicizes turn green. Now I'm going to change that. I'm going over to italic color, and I'm going to change it to be my new color. Pow! See that? Now, you can type in the words that you want. I'm just showing you how this works. Now, this subtitle over here, it may be that bold. I don't want that bold. I want it to be italicized or not. Now, so I make it italicized. Now, what color do I want the italicized of the subtitles? So, if underlined text, icon color, okay, don't give me a separate one for that. But it means I could change the bold. Hang on a second. It may not be do in this section. It may be my advanced. Let's see if it's my advanced. Okay, it's not there. So I only get to do that in headers, and headers allow you to do the italicized. But in this one, I still get this some cool stuff. But you know what? I think I want these something really fancy. I want to be able to make sure that when I've used this, it's going to come in animated in an animated fashion. So now I'm going to make sure that when this comes in, it's going to. I like this rocker. What's that? Let's try this one. So let me save. 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 When you gotta save, it's gonna ask you first time. He's gonna try to do all three. So let's look. I'm gonna look at it now and see if it rocks. Look at it. It started. As soon as you get to the page, it'll rock. Well, I don't want to keep doing. I don't like that. I only want to do only a land there. Could you see already my orange is there, and I get to change all this other stuff out. So let's go back. So I didn't choose the right one. I don't want that. Oh, I probably want to bounce them. Not all the time though. Let's see. Zoom in, flip up, right, up, down. That's the one. I think this is it. When it comes in, that's it. Just when it comes in. Cool. So I've got that. Let me save it. Then I want to let you know that if you have a video, you can just put the video here. But you have to tell the system what type of video you're putting there. In this case, they put YouTube. It could be Vimeo. If it's Vimeo, they want the code. I like custom embed. I like to put my own videos inside. So if it's custom, no problem. Not custom embed. I like hosted. I'm sorry. I say custom embed. I like hosted video. It means that I can select it from the system. I upload it to the system. It plays directly from here. So that's how that's done. I'm going to go back to YouTube because they have a YouTube. And then that YouTube already has a thumbnail on YouTube. So that's how this one's working. Which is not what I would do, but it just gives you options. Now next, I have a button that is that blue color that is not my style. What am I going to do about it? And I go over. I'm going to go find my color and make my button that color. Now my button's matching. Right? They're not buying anything here. So I don't need Visa and Merit's MasterCard to discover. No offense, but until I get rid of that. Boom. Then I could change this bottom deal. Don't like it too much, mate. I could change this and make it black, right? Then I can go down and make the text. When I click on this, I can go down and make the text. What bright white? Darn. So now I have something I want to do. Now, if you see this, there's so much to this you can do. For example, you see I have a logo here, right? Suppose I didn't want that. I can add an element, and I say I'm going to go start from scratch and create this logo. I can do this like this. Let's see, what do I want to do? Go down, and Where's it at? I'm gonna go down. Shows UI cards, image feature. I'm not gonna feature an image. No, 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 no. I might do this type of an image. Yeah, I think I could do that. But once you the topic, might not want to do it. So now to actually put my image. So I have that image there. Don't know where it's gonna ding, so I'm gonna go look at storage and I'll put one there that might be better for me. So look at relocating images. I'm just gonna make something up. Spanish videos, user uploads. Huh. Okay, I don't have a load that I want to use. But you get the gist. I could easily put one there if I had one, okay? But I don't have one that I want to use. So that would go good with those colors that I chose. I could always put it back. And then, whoa. I don't like that, man. I like the way I had it first time, yo. So let me go ahead and go back, back, like this. This is a much better play. Then what I need to do is change my orange color so it doesn't look so bad. I can make this up top. Lily white. And bam, I got somewhere to go. There we go. So, see it? I got my bouncing or better. Oh, I worded backspace. Let me go ahead and do this one more time. Let me go back up to animations. I'm going to make sure when it comes in that it bounces. Then I'm going to save that. That was something I hadn't done. I'm going to save now. There he goes. When I landed here, it bounced. Other than that, nothing. So that's how you do it. That's working with funnel. That's what's step one. Now, if I want to go work on the next page in the funnel, what I do is I go down to lead generation page. Then I make my choices with that and begin to work with it. And when it comes to this type of thing with this type of a form, I have the ability to insert a form here that I've just made, or I could use this one, right? And so, yeah, so this is not that difficult. Like I said, I go into greater detail inside of automation academy. At least you know how to begin to work with funnels, and you can't break it. Go find something you like, start working with it, and ask us if you have questions so we can help you.